Hello everyone and welcome back to the FC Barcelona Career Mode here on FC 24. We are now 2 games into the season after making our move from Brighton to Barcelona in Season 6 here in this career mode. And we're going to be winding down here in the transfer window, in the summer transfer window. We've got 1 game left before the end of August against Celta Vigo. And then we will go ahead and get into the next month as well. But before we do that, we do have some transfer business to complete. And you guys left your comments at the end of the last episode to let me know kind of who you want me to bring in right back and left center back. Those are the 2 main areas of need right now. Left center back Varane is currently playing there. He's 35 years old though. And then Trilly is currently our only right back. We don't really want to use him going forward. We want somebody else to come in. So it's going to be interesting to see who we bring in. We've got a couple of players in mind. I'm still not decided on who I really want to bring in, but that's what we're about to figure out here in this episode. One thing that did occur at the end of the last episode was Tom Bischoff's release clause has been met by Napoli. 56.2 million release clause, which is a lot of money, and especially considering his valuation currently, it would be worth it for us to let him go. But I just don't know if I want him to, or if I want him to keep to stay with the club and to keep him around. So it's going to be interesting to see, you know, kind of the decision that gets made there. He's on 135k a week. We can easily renew his contract with only 1 year and 10 months remaining. We can easily renew his contract and get him to stay with no release clause. But 56 million could help us out. Currently in the budget, we have a little over 190 million, yeah, 195 million. So we would get almost up to 250 million remaining if we let Tom Bischoff go. And we do have some other options in midfield that we can use. We obviously have our starting 3 of Viega, Smith Rowe, and Gravenberch, but then on the bench we have El Canus, Mbamba, Partey. I mean, some other players can play in midfield as well. And Fermin Lopez is down there. I mean, we've got players that can play in midfield. I just don't know if letting go of Bischoff, you know, a young, promising player, would be the move for right now. I think ideally what I want to do is keep Bischoff, sell Thomas Partey. We got Mbamba, who's younger and probably a little bit better, honestly. I mean, Partey is really good, but he's 35 years old now, so he's not really needed. So use Mbamba, Bischoff, and Canus as our backup midfielders, and then Enrique out on the right side. I'm thinking about selling Zalewski as well, so we can make some funds there. Between the 2 of them, we could probably get about 60, maybe 70 million for them. And that way we would be able to have more funds to bring in the players we want. We're also going to be trying to sell on Robert Lewandowski down here. He's 40 years old, 70 overall. I mean, he's getting worse and worse and worse. And I mean, his finishing's only a 73, which is, you know, not very good for a striker at this point. And I think we can sell him for like maybe 8 million or so. And then same with Gundogan, we're going to try to sell him as well, but we're not going to make much money off of them. And then besides that, I don't think there's anybody else I really want to sell. I would just keep everyone else. We got to bring in a left center back, got to bring in a right back, and then we got to bring in a backup winger of some sort. So Clement Longley has a transfer offer in for him from Real Madrid. I don't necessarily want him to go to Real Madrid, but I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to letting him leave either. So I am going to reject this offer for now, but if another offer comes in for him, I would consider it. And now that we're renewing Tom Bischoff's contract, he is wanting to include a release clause in his contract, but it's 106 million this time instead of 56 million. So honestly, I'm okay with that. If he wants to leave for 106 million, then we can definitely let him go at some point. And hopefully he will accept that, and that will be good to go. So he will not be leaving, and he will not be meeting, or Napoli will not be meeting his release clause, at least not yet. If they want to pay 106 million though, we'll definitely let him go. We do get another transfer offer here for Clement Longley. We will go ahead and let him go. We're going to use Raphael Varane as a backup, and then we have one other player that we can use as a backup as well. But I'm thinking about bringing in 2 center backs if possible. I believe we have, obviously we have Varane, but he'll move to a backup, and then we have Faye down here, who's not great, so I would be trying to get another backup center back if we can. We've got a lot of moves to make. But before we make any of those moves, we are going to go ahead and get into this game against Celta Vigo to go ahead and get a game in under the episode. This is the lineup that they will be going with against us. I'm not too familiar with many of these players, but probably a solid lineup. And then, of course, we will be going with the best lineup we can put out right now. Chamaranda going to stay at top, Kolomowani out on the right side. And we will have the same exact lineup as last game. So let's go ahead and get into this one. Chamaranda pushing forward here. Loads of space. Finds a pass to Ferran Torres, who will fire it wide of the post. 8 minutes gone. I was hoping that that one would find the back of the net. Open up the game early for us. But unfortunately, not a good finish there by Ferran Torres. And Ferran Torres, I saw in the comments, was a guy that you guys thought we should sell and bring back Ansu Fati, which I wouldn't be opposed to. See a pass down here to Smith Rowe, who's not going to end up with it. But yeah, we might end up selling Ferran Torres and bringing in Ansu Fati, but at the same time, Ferran Torres is pretty good, so don't know if that's necessarily what we need to do. Gravenberch inside to Chamaranda. Looking out for Nuno Mendes again. Chamaranda ends up with it. Another shot away. And going for another one, but probably should have gone for a pass instead. We will have a corner here, though. 20 minutes gone. Let's see if we can get Araujo onto it. We can't. Varane hits it. Gravenberch cutting inside. Room to shoot. Mwani with the header from damn near the edge of the box. And we will find our first goal of the game here against Celta Vigo. Mwani inside to Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe, room to shoot. Right at the keeper, who will make the save. We will have another corner here, though. So we're going to swing this one in. Araujo wide open for it. And another good save. What a pass inside to Duvikas. And 1 minute of added time, they score in it to level the game at 1 right here before halftime. Ter Stegen not able to get a hand to that one. A good pass here from midfield. I couldn't even see who that was. But Araujo playing him onside for some reason. And they leveled the game here right before half. Gabri Viega, nice pass over here to Smith Rowe. Over the top to Colomawani. Gonna go ahead and go for the volley. Another save by the keeper. He kept them in this game. I guess that is his job. Araujo, another header. Again saved. Smith Rowe. Looking for Colomawani inside. Couldn't quite get it to him. Gonna go ahead and get a double sub in here. Colomawani coming off for Enrique. And Smith Rowe coming off to bring on El Canus. Ooh, Sarawi with a great move over here. Gonna be hard to tackle him with this defender. Nemecha, I mean, we can't get the ball away. We finally do. And they end up with it. And Rafael Varane gets it away. I don't know what that was, but they would not take a shot. And I'm okay with it. Oh, of course they end up with that. And of course they end up with a goal. 81 minutes gone here. We've got no time at all to get 2 goals back. So we need to just get 1 and try to focus on a draw. But unfortunately, we are just not playing very well this game. Gabri Viega has a pass through to Enrique. Can he get the shot away? He can. But again, another save by the keeper. I mean, he literally has kept them in this game, which again is his job, I understand, but there's no way he's getting this many saves with yet another one there as well. And only 1 minute of added time from the referee, which means we will lose this game here against Celta Vigo 2-1, thanks to their late winner, unfortunately. Not much we can do about that. I mean, the keeper literally would not let us score. We had 14 shots to their 3, 2.5 expected goals to their 0.8. But of course, they come away with the win, and we come away with the loss. And we get an offer here from Atletico Madrid for Thomas Partey. He could rejoin his old club. I don't necessarily want to sell players to rivals, but in this case I will, because it would make sense for him to want to go back to that club since he was there for several years. So we're going to go ahead and delegate this. If we can get exactly 20 million, I would be okay with that, and we will let him go for that money. We get an offer in for Ryan Gravenberch for Real Sociedad. He is not going anywhere. Then we get another offer here in for Thomas Partey from Dortmund, which we will do the same thing, offer them 20 million. Or offer them to pay us 20 million, and we will let him go. Only 2 days left, or 3 days left, in the transfer window, so we've got a lot of things to go over. Especially considering that we've lost 2 out of our first 3 games as Barcelona manager, and as you can see, the goals allowed is kind of the problem with us, so got a lot of things to do and got a lot of players to bring in, so let's go ahead and get to it. And so the first position we really need someone at is right back, and it's really coming down to 2 players for me. It's coming down to Trent Alexander-Arnold and Reece James, both very similar players, both English players, and playing for the same clubs that they've been playing for forever. But it looks like we're going to be taking one of them away. Trent, it looks like this team will not sell him. Wow. So last episode, they were willing to sell him for, over 100 million, and now they're not willing to sell him at all. And it looks like they're not willing to sell Reece James either. So that plan is just completely out the window. Not sure what just happened there. But we have to go look for new players to sign a right back. So it looks like we won't be spending quite as much money on a right back as I thought we were going to have to, unless we go after Jeremy Frimpong, which again, I just don't feel like would be too realistic for us at this moment. 100 million plus for a right back just doesn't make a lot of sense, and especially considering we got center back to worry about. So the options we have are Tomiyasu, Hakimi, Pedro Porro, Diogo Dalot, and Devin Wrench. Wrench would be ideal because he's younger, but he's also the lower overall. Tomiyasu would help us out because of our objective to, get more brand exposure in Asia, but I just don't know if I would want to go after him at this point in his career, considering his lower overall. He's the same age as Hakimi, and Hakimi is much better. And it looks like Hakimi will cost us around 70 million or so. So he is most likely the option I would go to, but it would be between him probably and Pedro Porro. Pedro Porro being a Spanish player, I feel like would make sense to go after him to bring him back to Spain and to Barcelona. And he would only cost us like 45, 50 million. So I really got to figure out how much money we want to spend. And honestly, one thing I see that might be the key difference is also the fact that Hakimi has much better pace, 92 pace compared to 85. And, very good sprint speed, 93 sprint speed there, and 93 stamina as well. Good acceleration as well, and then of course his attributes, technical attributes are really good. So I think Hakimi is the player we are going to go after. We're going to reach out to Manchester City and try to buy him right now. And we're going to go straight in with an offer of 65 million. Hopefully they say that that is okay. They're going to stick with 75 million right now. We can meet in the middle for 70, and I think I'd be happy with that. We still have a few players outgoing, so after this we will still have 125 million plus whatever amount we get for the players that are outgoing. And it looks like Guardiola is happy with that, so we'll go ahead and bring Hakimi into the club. And we have officially reached an agreement with Hakimi on his wages and everything like that, so we are going to be welcoming him to the club right now. And Hakimi is going to slot in nicely into that right back position, and he's going to be facing his former club in Real Madrid in the El Clasico at some point this season, so that's going to be exciting to see how that matchup goes down. And we are now here to deadline day, and we've got to make a decision on center back. I really wanted to get back a scout report for Hiroki Ito just to see how much we would have to spend on him, because I was hoping he could be our backup, but I just don't know if it's going to be feasible or not. So right now, the options we have are Kim Min-jae, Lisandro Martinez, Gabriel, Jurrien Timber, and Castello Luqueba, which, I'm honestly leaning towards Luqueba the most out of all of these players. He's going to cost us around 60 to 70 million, so he would leave us a little bit of room in the budget. Jurrien Timber is going to cost close to 80, 90, a little bit too much. Gabriel, not too bad, but he's also getting up there in age, as well as Lisandro Martinez, but he is a little bit better. But again, 70 to 90 million right now is tough. We've only got about 120 million left in the budget, and there are still a couple of moves that we're trying to make. The best move for us is going to be Luqueba, so we're going to go after him. Hopefully we can get him for 60 million, and for as little as possible. We're going to go straight in with like 57.5, 58. We'll go 58 for now. And hopefully they come back with a transfer offer for us, or a better offer for us. They want Zalewski, which is a player that I would be willing to get rid of, with Kolo Muani out on the right side, as well as Luis Enrique. We don't really need Zalewski. He's going to be third option, so they'll go down to 23. Not bad. We'll do 21.5 plus Zalewski for Luqueba, and we have ourselves a new left-sided center back without having to give up too much money. I did go ahead and agree to a release clause for him because it does help with bringing the wages down, so we still have 100 million in the transfer budget to work with after bringing in the signing of Castello Luqueba here to FC Barcelona from Leeds United. I don't really know if I should do it or not. I mean, part of me wants to keep Ferran Torres, but part of me is also like, Ansu Fati is just going to be better for us. And we still have so much money left in the budget that, I mean, we can bring in a backup left winger, and we're basically replacing a winger with a winger that's the same attributes and everything, but I think Ansu Fati would be a better player for us. I'm going to submit this offer and see what they say. They want us to pay them 31 million and Ferran Torres? Yeah, absolutely not. Ferran Torres' market value is higher. I guess Ansu Fati might be a little bit younger. We're going to offer them 10 million and just see what they say. Okay, they're actually okay with 15. We'll come down to 12, and if they do that... Oh, man, they do it. Bayern has agreed to that deal. We're sending Ferran Torres and 12 million over to Bayern for Ansu Fati to bring him back to Barcelona. Wow. And we're going to go ahead and get that deal across the table and done on deadline day, on transfer deadline day, here in the summer transfer window. Ferran Torres plus 12 million to Bayern. What a deal that is. All right, we're going to skip forward an hour and see if any moves get made for our club in particular. Actually, we're going to go ahead another hour. Thomas Partey and Clement Longley should be leaving very soon, but we're not getting any emails for them coming in. That would be an extra 20 million for us, roughly, into the budget. We have 92 left over, and we still need a couple of key areas. I mean, we really need a backup striker, even though we have Kolo Muani, but I'm thinking about bringing in one more winger I know we just got rid of Zalewski, who's never going to play, but we do have Lombardi down here as well as Sellars, maybe is how you say that. But I want to bring in another winger who could maybe also play backup striker for us as well. I mean, I know Ansu Fati can do that as well. So, I mean, striker, we really don't need to worry about too much. But if Longley leaves, I would like another backup center back. And I would also, I think I need another backup left back. We don't really have anybody that's a true backup left back here. I mean, Faye can do a job for us, but he's not great. So we got a few areas we need to consider. And then Hiroki Ito, I mean, is certainly a player that I want to bring in, but I just don't know how much it's going to cost. I'm going to go ahead and approach to buy him, actually, and just throw out a number. We're going to throw out 40 million. Actually, I'm going to throw out 35 and submit that and see if that's enough. And they say that's a reasonable offer. So what was going on there? Was he naked? It might have been a little bit too much, but nonetheless, we're actually going to go ahead and just stick with the deal. Backup center back is always going to help us, and 35 million for him. I mean, even if he's like an 82 overall, it's really not that bad. And we'll go ahead and offer him 80,000 in wages plus a little signing bonus just to get it over the line, and he is perfectly fine with that. So let's see what overall he was, because I just really hope it wasn't low. I mean, he's 29 years old, so it surely couldn't be that low, right? Big yikes. Big yikes. We could have got him for 20 million or less. So 35 million for him. Not a great deal. You guys did leave a comment about bringing in Leonardo Costa. Unfortunately, he is currently out on loan right now, so we actually can't bring him in. He's still on loan to Spezia from last season, and so he won't be leaving Spezia for a while now. I think we sent him out on a 2-year loan. But one player I did find is an Egyptian right winger that I think could be the Mo Salah regen, but I'm not too sure. But it looks like he's going to cost around 40 million. Hiroki Ito can play left back for us a little bit if we really needed him to, but I'm going to go ahead and sign up this free agent, a Colombian 75 overall, so that we just at least have a true left back as a backup. No money really spent on him, just his wages, which is going to be 40,000 a week. He's going to be a pretty young prospect, so hopefully he'll grow to 78, 79 overall this season. That would be very nice. And now that we've got left back and center back sorted, we don't really need anybody else, but I am going to go ahead and try to sign this winger. 17 years old, 78 overall. Definitely a player for the future. If we can get him for, you know, under 40, that would be incredible. So we're going to go in straight with an offer of 35 million. And they don't want any money at all. They actually just want a straight swap for Tom Bischoff. I don't want to do that right now. So I'm going to go ahead and remove him, go back in for 35 million, and see what they say to that. And they're pretty much good with that. 35.9 is fine with me. So we will get him into the club for 35.9 million, and we have almost no money left over now. And we will get him in on some very low wages. Tamir Salih? I mean, it could be, it's very close to Salah. So it very, very well could be Mo Salah's regen. Lots of pace on him, very good dribbling, and we can work on his shooting for sure. So that is going to be that for players that we bring into the club, I think. I mean, we've done a lot of business. We've still got a couple players going out potentially. Like I said, Longley is supposed to be going out. Partey is supposed to be going out. So as of right now, this is what the club is looking like. So we've pretty much fixed up our starting 11, and we've got a pretty solid bench behind them. So I think I'm happy with that. Let's go ahead and advance through the rest of deadline day and see if anything else happens and if anybody else actually ends up getting sold. But Clement Longley has officially made a move to Lazio in the Italian league. We will not be missing him too much. I mean, with a player of his age, there just wasn't really much chance of him actually getting into the club. And Partey's transfer talks with Sevilla broke down as well, so with only 1 hour left in deadline day, there will be no moves being made for Partey, which is not the worst thing in the world, but again, I would prefer him to have left. So we will go ahead and advance that 1 hour, and that will be deadline day done and dusted. A lot of moves made for the club, but a lot of moves made for other clubs as well. And one thing that I saw that is going to be very interesting that you guys will see once I sort this detail over here is that Jamie Bino-Gittins went from Brighton to Manchester City for 145 million. 89 overall, Jamie Bino-Gittins. Whenever we left the club, he was like 84 overall. So in between the time we left and now, he's grown 5 overall, which is just insane. I mean, it's crazy that he's up to an 89 overall. It looks like they sold João Pedro as well to Bayer Leverkusen, who were going crazy signing strikers. 127 million. for João Pedro, who is an 88 overall as well. Fabricio Diaz sold to Fulham for 96 million. Fernandez sold to PSG for 89. I mean, Brighton just got rid of everyone. Diop sold for 75. Let's see if there was anyone else. Chao Miranda, of course, sold to us. Almost forgot about that one. How could I forget? I mean, Brighton are going to be not filled with a lot of players, that's for sure. And whenever we were scrolling down, I mean, I don't think I saw a single signing made by Brighton. So we're going to go ahead and check out their club real quick just to see what's going on. So in attack, they still have João Felix, they still have Garnacho, and they still have Kudus. And they've got a few backup players behind them, which were our youth academy players, but nothing too special there. In midfield, they have Cherki, Moretti, and Amada still, which is great. They just got rid of very key players, though, in that area. They got Bowie, they've got Diamande, they've got Kirkez. They brought in Mancini, so they made one signing, and they brought in Tanganga. So they made 2 signings at least. And then let's see, in goal, they still have Verbruggen and Mercier. So basically, they were just like, let's get rid of as many players as we can and make as much money as we can without bringing in anyone, which is pretty standard for Brighton, I guess. They like to sell players for a profit, and they sure did there, making so much money on those players. We've got a youth scout report back here, and it looks like we've got a few players that are going to be very good. We're going to go ahead and reject that one, and we're going to go ahead and reject this one. Well, not great potential for him, but these 2 players here, 53 to 73 overall, evaluation of 1.5 million already at 15 years old. So we're definitely going to get him signed up. And then Mariano Savadra here, 56 to 76 overall, 17 years old, 2.6 million valuation. Let's go ahead and take a look at them and see how good they are. 65 and 63 overall already. That's absolutely insane and very, very good to see from the Youth Academy. But now let's go ahead and get into our next game against Levante. This is the lineup that they're going to be going with. And we, of course, will be going with our new and improved lineup with Lukeba at the back as well as Hakimi. Everywhere else is going to be the same, except for Ansu Fati. I almost forgot about him. Can't believe we brought him in for Ferran Torres and made that deal go through, but I'm okay with it. Gabri Viega getting a tackle in midfield. Chao Miranda just kind of standing in the way. Smith Rowe just pushing forward. And we're going to sweat it across for Gabri Viega, not taking any chances with the keeper saving these ones. Great passing here by Levante. They're going to get a shot away. Ter Stegen with the save, and he will collect and get fouled in the process, but a good save nonetheless. Having to play a lot of defense in these games, which is not our strong suit. And they just make so many moves. And it's just so hard to get the ball off of them. When you have that player-based difficulty on, it makes the AI really good and really hard to tackle, especially when it's in your own box. And they level this game at 1, again, before halftime. Mwani inside to Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe to Chao Miranda, who has plenty of room to move forward. And a terrible shot. What is going on? Good cross. Oh, good save. Tried to play an offsides trap, and it just absolutely did not work. But a great save from Ter Stegen keeps us in this game, and we will get this corner headed away. Smith Rowe making an incredible run. Just going to continue going forward and going to go for the shot. And going to find the back of the net and give us a 1-goal lead yet again. 72 minutes gone now. Thank you, Smith Rowe, for being our savior. And we will go ahead and make a few subs just after that. Smith Rowe and Gabri Viega coming off for El Canus and Bischoff, as well as Chao Miranda coming off for Luis Enrique, I believe. Hakimi with a nice tackle. Please keep it in. He can't. 78 minutes gone now. We just have to hold on, boys. Oh, but a mistake there. And Luis Enrique with an incredible burst of pace will get him moving forward. And we'll get him on the score sheet with a goal. 3-1 here after 80 minutes. 3 points are firmly in the bag. And we could not afford to have lost this game. So I'm happy to see us finally taking our chances. Pass inside to Azuni, who is going to get another pass off. Goodness gracious. 3 minutes of added time with only, or 1 minute of added time, but 3 minutes now into that added time. Just clear it away, boys. Please. Okay, perfect. And the referee will blow his whistle. 3-1 win here against Levante. And we'll go ahead and get one more game into this episode with Sevilla coming up very, very soon. Only a few days to go now. And as you can see, our Champions League group has actually been released as of now. And as you can see as well, Thomas Partey has officially been sold to Manchester City. That deal was going through on deadline day. So we'll only have Thomas Partey until the January transfer window, but we'll at least get some money for him. But yes, our Champions League group has been announced. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that real quick. It's going to be RB Leipzig, FC Porto, and Rangers, which, if I'm not mistaken, is very similar to the group that we had with Brighton last year. Not sure what's going on there, but Brighton's group is going to be Roma, Salzburg, and Apoel, which I think Brighton should be able to get out of. Milan, Sociedad, Benfica, and Praha there. Bayern, Atletico Madrid, PSV, and Celtic going to be a very tough group. PSG, Liverpool, Genk, and Helsinki. Man United, Leverkusen, Sporting, CP, and Dynamo Zagreb. Dortmund, Juventus, Lens, and Dynamo Kiev, with Man City, Inter, Real Madrid, and Galatasaray in Group H. The group of death there for sure. This will be their lineup for this matchup. Richarlison up top, Upamecano, Lee Kangan, Chilwell. I mean, some very solid players and very notable players in their team. So this game will be tough. Great passing here by the boys to start off this game. Kolomuani looking inside for Chow. Not a lot of goal to shoot towards. Keeper makes a good save. Gravenberch with a nice pass to Ansu Fati, who will find Smith Rowe. Who will find a goal. 13 minutes gone. Keeper could not save that one. 1-0 lead again early on in the game. We've been doing that all season, but unfortunately we've also been giving up a shit ton of goals. So we need to find a way to not do that. Hakimi found out here on the wing. Good turn. Yeah, not going to be a team that we can really cross the ball into the middle of the box with. We don't really have much of an aerial threat. Not very much to show in that first half. We took 2 shots, they took 0. Lots of turnovers by both teams, but also good defense by us for sure. Wow, Correa going for a cross right at the crossbar. Could have troubled Ter Stegen a lot more than it did, but luckily he doesn't even have to palm it over. Hakimi making a run forward. Has still more room to run into. We look for a cross. Ansu Fati didn't even jump for it, but that's not too surprising. He's not that kind of player, really. We do get the ball back, though, and Gravenberch finds Ansu Fati. Smith Rowe with a volley of dreams. Great passing in the air by the boys. This pass from Gravenberch, I did not think Ansu Fati was going to get to it, and then that volley, I mean, that's world class. Smith Rowe can take a bow after that one. Curving it outside of the post to back in. 2-0 lead here after 60 minutes. And now 66 minutes gone here. We're going to go ahead and make a 3-man sub. We're going to get Mbamba on as well as Saleh and then Bischoff on as well. And I believe Hiroki Ito is coming on as well. Yeah, so 2 players getting their FC Barcelona debuts in Hiroki Ito and our new right winger, Saleh. Uh-oh. Hiroki Ito committing a foul inside the penalty box after just 4 minutes of being on the pitch. Means that Sevilla will be getting a penalty here. Yeah, I mean, that was kind of his fault, kind of Nuno Mendez's fault. But nonetheless, a penalty with 70 minutes gone now, only 20 minutes remaining. Puts us in a bad spot. We need to save this one. I'm going left. Yeah, there was no saving that one, though. Alright, well. Hiroki Ito with the worst possible start to your debut that you can possibly have. 4 minutes in, giving up a penalty. But we maintain possession. And we still maintain possession. We're just going to pass it out here. Look back inside. Look back inside again. Gabriel. Oh, room to shoot. Not a bad effort. And 89 minutes have passed now. And the referee allows them 2 minutes of added time, but they are going to go quick. So they're going to have to move forward here quickly, and they do. Lee Kangan going for a cross, though, and Araujo deals with it well. And we will kick this one down the field, and that will be full-time. A 2-1 win here against Sevilla, which really helps us out. We could not afford to lose that game either. So, 3 wins, 0 draws, and 2 losses on the season so far. And now we have that beautiful Champions League cutscene and that beautiful Champions League music playing. which means our next game will be in the Champions League, and that will be our first game in the next episode against RB Leipzig, a very, very tough team, like always. So that's where I'm going to leave this episode. We will see you guys in the next one. I will catch you guys next time. Please be sure to like the video. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button. And please be sure to leave your comments down below. Let me know if you like the transfers we made. Let me know if you want me to change anything about the team or play anybody else that you want me to play instead of the ones that we have in. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.